You know, any moment, any second, any thought can change your life. And if we trust in the power and presence and life and love of God, it will change our life for the greater. But if we feeling low energy, if we're hurting, if we're carrying baggages of resentment and wish I coulda, shoulda, woulda, then the law feeds on that. The law has to execute whatever we give it. And that's why every moment of every day we got to lift ourselves up. Every now and then there's a hand to help us up, but God gave us the power to get ourselves up. Our theme this month is the power. And then in our textbook, the intro, the thing itself. Because before you grow through the text, you got to know what you're getting ready to grow through. And so a lot of people like to think that it's the first chapter, but it's not. There is a 4-part in the intro. The thing itself, the way it works, what it does, and how to use it. And so we're talking about the thing itself because we're talking about the power. Take a deep breath. And just be quiet within yourself for a moment. And know that in the presence and power of life, right where you are, all is perfect, all is whole, and all is complete. Let us believe in a power far greater than who we are. And it flows through us every moment of every day. So we open ourselves up to the wisdom that's within us, knowing that there is only one intelligence in the universe. And out of this one intelligence comes all the answers, all the solutions, all the healings, all the new creations. We should trust this power and this intelligence, knowing that whatever we need is already revealed to us and given to us. It comes in the right time, in the right sequence, and all is well in our world. And when we can recognize that it gives God good pleasure to bless its children, its offsprings, to heal us, to love us, to reveal to us the peace that it is. We are created not by our own doing, but by a greater power that is all that. A bag of chips, a big glass of lemonade, and a mint, and some extras if you still need more, till I want no more. Lord have mercy. We got to get this. It is stated that whatever sorrow we experience in life, whatever dis-ease we experience, whatever hatred we experience, whatever unrest we experience, Spirit is stronger. When we call it forth, the power of God rises up in us to meet any difficulty, any challenge, any situation, any and every experience. We have the power to change the atmosphere. God gave it to us, gave us dominion and choice, and then infused in us its power, and then gave us a law that's never failed. The law will execute exactly what we give it. Ernest Holmes states in the introduction of our text, the thing itself, every man, every woman has at our disposal the subjective mind. The subjective mind is subject to. It gave us limitless power. Why? Because we are one with the whole on the subjective side of life. So our thought, our belief, our faith, drawing from, extracting from life what we think into it. I'm thinking that we're not thinking that we have all that power. But we do. Just look at our lives, whether we like it or not. We've thunk, if that's a word, into that and brought it forth. Oh yes, we like to blame others, circumstance and situation. But whatever the circumstance, circumstance and situation, we can change the atmosphere right now. Amen. Reverend Gerald mentioned last week the challenge of honoring what's been on his heart. He wants to write a book, and then he wants to just do his ministry full time. But he feels like he has to do what he's been doing to keep up his family's standard of living. So that means he said a little bit that I'm a little bit fearful to move forward with what my heart is calling me to do, because I can't mess up what's been going on. Because he said the wife got a new car, right? So there's things going on, and you got to feel like you got to do what you've been doing to keep it. But the power is never failing. If it's something on your heart and you need to make that move, and he said, don't just quit your job because I said it. You make a change because your heart and your soul bears witness to something new that God has for each of us. And so his challenge, as well as most of our challenges, I'm not going to say all, but most of our challenges is to trust the power that's within us. It's always working for us, and it only works for us by working through us. So more than we depend on this outer expression and experience, Ernest Holmes tells us to learn how to think is to learn how to live. Yes. For every thought goes into the universal medium that is infinite in its ability to do and to be. The human, that's us, by thinking, uses the power of spirit to bring into one's life their experience of whatsoever we truly desire. And by the same process of thought and feeling, we also bring undesired experiences. But until we truly understand there is one power, one mental law in the universe, and how we use it becomes our law, because by thinking into it, we have individualized it. See, your life is not up to the world. God gave you dominion over your life. Your life is yours. And God wants to use you to bring about great times and givings and blessings. So we have to use our thinking for the greater good. It's not easy, because we're looking at the world and we're experiencing people. See, we're coupled with all of our brothers and sisters, mothers and fathers on the earth. And some of them have their own stream of thinking. Amen? Amen. But they're still ours. We are one on the universe. And that's when we skip a beat, is when we take somebody else's thought and experience and deeds and try to take on that issue instead of dealing with ours, so we can rise higher to lift somebody up. Come on now. Proverbs 23:7 says, for as we thinketh in our hearts, so are we. Proverbs 4:23, above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. So what is it telling us? It's saying that I'm thinking something, I'm perceiving something. And then if it hits me real heavy in my mind, I'm going to feel it. And if I feel it, feeling sets the law in motion. Just like sticking a key in your car and then turning on the engine and put it in gear. You're going somewhere. Proverbs 4:23 continues to say, the power we possess continues to change our atmosphere as we change our perception of ourselves, our world, our current situations. There is power waiting on our divine use of it. In Jeremiah 10:12, Jeremiah represents the exalting power. It says, it is God who made the earth by its power, who established the world by its wisdom, and by its understanding stretched out the heavens. So it's telling us that there is a power that's willing to establish a new experience for you, and willing to stretch whatever you have right now. People think I only got a little bit, but the power is able to stretch it. Remember the lady in the Bible who had a little bit of oil, and it was told to fill up all the bottles she had? We got to quit looking with these eyes and see with our spiritual eyes a bigger and greater universe that God created for us. Amen. 1 Corinthians says, and Corinthians represents the beauty of God. And in 6:14 it says, and God raised the Lord and will also raise us up by his power. God's unfailing love is our source and our power. So God raised the Lord, meaning God raised the law to work for us. We got to work it. And we got to work it for the greater good. Because when we come to this space, when you wake up every morning, you say, I'm going to get God's word. I'm going to go and feel more of God's love, more of God's peace. When you say that to yourself, you got to fulfill that affirmation. You can't just come in here and sit and say, oh Lord, why did they move the seats off the back wall up further? New Thought people, we can't do everything like everybody else do. Somebody got to be a light. Somebody got to have a new thought. So we can't feel the same way about our everyday experiences. A new thought means a new thought. I can't think down, I got to think up because I know that God is greater and working through me. See, in the First Testament, they used to tell you there was a far off God. And you can only reach him if you was this or that. But then the second testimony, we were told that there's a God in us. And God is able and willing to work us as we work in the power. There is an inner side to everything, and until this inner realm is known, then nothing else is truly known.
Say it again.
Until there's an inner side, deep inside. That's what metaphysical is. Deeper than anything we can see on the outer. Deeper than anything we can read on a paper or a book. There is this vibration and this energy that you can't see with your eyes, but you feel it with your face. Until this inner realm is known, then nothing else is truly known. Because until you know God for real, until you can feel God in the depth of your being, everything else is a facade because you're in the desert. So let me tell you this. The other day I was grating some cheese. And I have this grater. You know, they got several kinds. You got one that's a flat surface, and you grate like that. But then I was grating in this one that's enclosed, kind of like our body, right? And I was grating it. And I needed to do something else, work on my lecture, and it was our anniversary. And so I said, okay, let me just wash this real quick. And then I realized that I can't just wash it real quick on the outside because it looked clean. Because remember, when you grate some cheese, on the inside, on the other side, there is residue of the cheese. So you can't just do it on the outside. You got to get up in there on the inside or turn it around. I said, I'm having to talk to the church about some cheese. And it's like us, we dress up, we look the part, we act the part, but on the inside, we ain't done much about it because we don't want to really have to deal with it. Just like you don't really want to go to math class, except for those few that really like math. We got to get on the inside of us. That's where the work happens. That's the inner. And when the inner is good, when the inner truly knows what it is and whose it is, then the outer can shine and you don't have to have on those fancy. And this is not just talk, this is our truth. This is our teaching. It's really everybody's teaching, but it's kind of the road that we travel to get to where we need to get to. Amen? Amen. As long as we focus just on the outer, and that's the effects. Effects only happen when something, a cause, took effect, which starts in the inner, which is cause. If we continue to just focus on the outer, if we continue to look at how you change things, look, everything must change. Nothing stays the same. If we continue to focus on that, we will continue to be fearful, bamboozled, and unaware. But when we can grasp the import of our relationship to the universal whole, it's to recognize our innate power from God. As long as we are fixated on the superficial, our spiritual awakening and growth are stymied, hindered, and obstructed. Without utilizing the key to truth, and that key was planted in you when you were created. Utilizing the power constructively, our divine life will continue to escape us. Your divine life is here for you, in you, as you. But as long as we're stuck on who did it, we're not paying attention to who needs to do it. Thomas Troward, and I'm paraphrasing a little bit, the whole character of the human's life results from what we really believe. So we need to ask ourselves and reach that point where we realize that all things are possible in God. All things are potential in mind. Our mind is the greatest vehicle on the earth. There is nothing greater because the mind of God working in us, as us, through us, created everything that you have, everything that you see, and everything that you are. Mind. So we need to train that monkey. Train it! We want to train all these animals to jump through hoops and all of this, but we have to train ourselves to live a divine life. Now, I like to see these monkeys, and I like to see that. That's why we pay a lot to go to the circus, but I'm saying we need to go whole, perfect, and complete when we go. Amen? When Reverend Gerald reminded us of the 12 powers, our mental faculties that the master teacher referred to as the 12 disciples. He talked about faith, strength, judgment, love, power, imagination, understanding, will, order, zeal, and life conserver, and renunciation and elimination. And when he said renunciation and elimination, that stood out to me as well, because he talked a lot about it. I think that even though it may be listed last, it really is the first thing, because until we eliminate feelings, thoughts, hurts, anger, doubt, fear, lack, worry, disease, until we eliminate that, we're not a clean instrument for spirit to utilize to work. It's like our closet. In order, you want a new wardrobe, but you got to get rid of that stuff you got up in there. I'm going to say that again because I'm talking to me. In our closet, in our cabinets, in our refrigerators, in our garages, if we want order and we want newness, we got to get rid of, not all the old, but some of it. Because some old is good, memory is good, right? But the elimination stood out to me because that's something that we have to do first. Whatever has happened in our lives prior to this moment, for those things, those thoughts, those feelings that don't promote you and catapult you further than where you are right now, they need to go. They need to go. And we got to be willing to release it. The power used in the way we choose gives us the victory, or we continue being the victim. It reveals health or disease. It supplies our every need or leaves us with feelings of lack and limitation. This power, it either unifies or divides. It opens doors or closes them. It promotes growth or stymies potential. Our greatest opportunities for spiritual growth and awareness of the power within is also revealed in the greatest challenges, and they come through people.
Yes.
And people are nothing but thoughts.
That's right.
They may show up as our names in our bodies, but in Scripture, when it talks about people, it's just talking about thoughts. Because when you meet people, you have a thought about them.
Yeah.
So those thoughts, even when you leave, those people are still in your head. So it ain't about the person, because the person will come and then they'll be gone. Either voluntary or involuntary. So we got to make everything about our thinking. And those people include ourselves. Our thoughts, that renunciation and elimination is our ability to forgive and release. Yes, it's easier said than done. But our divine lives, our world, our children, our ancestors' contribution depends on what we do today, what we think today,
Yes.
and what we feel about today. To not be free from regret, resentment, and separation is to be chained to the limiting spirits.
Right.
We chain ourselves to past experiences. It's about time that we set ourselves free.
Yes.
To say yes to God's divine power is to allow God's presence, God's power to have its way in us, for us. To look around and see the vast of the universe, the mountains, the ocean, the animals, and the way that the world works without us doing anything. We're sitting here breathing, and it ain't because we've discovered anything. It's because the power gave within us the ability to sit, breathe, heartbeat. So all we have to do is sit, and life will work for us greater than we could ever imagine. Like that. Like that. We're sitting and hearing and feeling and thinking and planning. We're doing it right now. And all of that thinking and seeing and feeling and planning is going to determine what you do when you leave here. We must be aware of the power, unified with an attitude of gratitude.
That's right.
So to be grateful that I'm able to wake up this morning and get myself together and sit in a place and space where words are touching me in my thinking and in my heart center, and my soul gets to bear witness, is to be grateful that I have a choice to choose what I'm going to do and how my life is going to change as I'm sitting and when I leave. To know that there's a spirit, there's a power, there's a love, there's a peace that goes before me, anointing and paving my way. I can't fail because there's a power and a love and a peace that goes before me. So what then activates the power that we've been talking about our month? And that's our prayer. Prayer is our conscious union with God. Through our communion, we are able to let go of beliefs of separation from God. We awaken to our true nature. We are one with the one. Prayer allows us to grow spiritually into a consciousness where we live in reality. All things are possible right here, right now. Charles Fillmore tells us that as we develop the level of consciousness, high consciousness, we are able to fulfill our prayers. Prayer expands our awareness and stretches our faith. When you pray, you're saying, I want to go from where I am to where I want to be. That's what prayer is all about. And prayer should always be upheaval. I don't care what your money looks like right now. I don't care what your housing situation is right now. Don't care what your body looks like right now. There's a power for good that's waiting on you to speak a word. And there's a law that's waiting to go forth on your behalf and fulfill your word, your dream, your desire, your feeling. That's absolute. That's a principle. And we got to be willing and able to trust it and to use it. God's will for us is absolute good. Through prayer, we can become open and receptive to divine answers. Through prayer, we realize that it is God's will that every individual on the face of the earth should live a healthy and prosperous life. Matthew 6:6, which is our willing factor. When you pray, go into your closet and pray to God in secret. When we can earnestly do that, then we are able to affirm with complete spiritual power. From Bishop Barbara King, it says, today, listen to me clearly, today is my day. Today is the day I put aside all that worried or upset me yesterday or prior to this moment. Today is the day I say no to any thought, any feeling, or any remembrance of past hurt or disappointment. Today is the day I say yes to life. Today is the day I see that I can do more, be more, live more. Today is the day that I know that neither my happiness nor my success depends on any person, place, or thing. Today is the day I see in myself all the qualities I need to be happy, to be fulfilled, to be successful in all that I undertake. Today, my world is fresh and new. Today, I am filled with self-confidence, with the assurance that I am the master of my life. Today, I set about to accomplish great things, to live up to the high expectations I have set for myself and what God has promised. Today, I will succeed, for God is with me and God's Spirit is in me. My inspiration and my compatibility is with God, in God, as God, for God. I am an offspring of God. Today is my day. Why? Because I am the offspring of the power that gets it all done. So I will speak a word for myself. I will speak a word for my family. I will speak a word for my community. I will speak a word for my government. I will speak a word for every church, every temple, every synagogue, every center in this universe. Today, I am the master of my life through the power, the thing itself, and so it is.